it felt like we were moving on. Now we're back into Wolf World.
Yeah, I think whether we move on with that is going to be determined by whether I can figure out how to play better. By which I mean like the game mechanics, not like actually the art of solving crimes, but just if there's like buttons or things that I don't understand right now that I need to understand. Game certainly did not explain much of anything at all. But okay, whoop. Oh, I need to. It'd be nice if I had a picture. There we go. Okay, so my question to you: do you want to see the other two endings?
That's why we're doing this.
The ones that we did not get because they are more dark side endings. Okay, then we shall do it. Okay. I want to look at this stream because I've never streamed a browser before, so I want to.
All right, we have to do it that way.
I want to look at the stream for this.
Well, then why did you start the game?
Oh, that's a great question. I will want to do it shortly. All right, well, here we go.
I'm looking at your browser on the stream, but I'm looking in Discord to screen share. I'm looking at the game.
Oh, well, that's a good point. Okay. Yeah, let's change that. All right. Better?
Yeah, but make the video.
Yeah.
Full screen.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, not on this. It's not on the stream yet. The stream's not reflecting that.
Really? Yeah, I'm looking at the stream and it seems to be reflecting that.
Oh yeah, then maybe something's wrong. Here, let me read. Yeah, you're right. I don't know what that was.
Okay. So I'm gonna start. Make sure you can hear it.
Yes, I can.
I think their story ends right here.
But no.
So this is the surrender ending. If you're Daniel is more of a dark side, Daniel.
Oh, he's cursing up a storm.
We were going to Mexico. You said
we're done. The end. It's not who we are.
Now it's my turn to take care of the Sean. Everything.
Wait, hold on. The stream. Are you watching the stream? It looks very zoomed
Yeah, the ratio is wrong. Okay. Huh. Sorry, folks. Never did this before. No, that's no good.
Yeah, I don't like this Daniel. I'm glad we didn't get this Daniel. He seems like an ass. All this shit for nothing.
Oh, I think I got it. Okay.
Yeah, I did it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Promise.
What? Daniel! No! Stop! Shoot! Shoot! Over fire!
So, answering our question, he can go two directions at once.
Sean! You see that? Mexico, look! We made it!
Oh, of course we know what's coming.
Sean!
And this is the surrender
No.
option?
Please don't!
Yes, I tried to surrender, and he wouldn't. He didn't accept it.
That's funny. Wow.
Why?
You tried to do the right thing,
Yep.
and you fucked up Daniel, though. That's the moral of the story. You spent the whole game fucking up Daniel.
Right. So, yeah, that certainly. We certainly got the better. Obviously, we got the better ending. But we keep going. We still get to see what it's like when he grows up.
Like, he needs to be put into, like, this super villain prison where it's, like,
The raft.
300 feet underground.
Yeah, definitely.
Plague of pickpockets. Why? Just him? Daniel just kept going. Oh, of course. Okay. I thought since they stopped the car, they would have captured him. But no,
Nope,
he just kept going.
Yep, he is in Mexico. Which, since they called it a massacre, so he must have killed all those people. So obviously, it would behoove him not to come back.
Okay, we get the picture. Kim's a bad dude. He comes a bad hombre. Sorry. Call me Inez. Oh, now he's with hookers too. Oh, and this is presumably just yet another. Oh, I'm reading the subtitles. I'm trying to glean from the picture. Wow, and that's when you surrender, huh? When you try to surrender.
Yep.
Now this is shocking that they give you this, like, it's not just tragic, like you lost your brother, he lost his brother, but then he just turns into it's like he just goes off the rails.
Yeah, you would think that this was like the ending if you were like super, super evil, but it was like 36% of people.
Exactly. Is it supposed to be him with dyed hair, or
Yeah,
is this a girl?
got a tattoo of him.
Yeah, at least he still misses you. Oh, do we need to do this? This is like the first scene of a bad supervillain origin story. Do it. Just go ahead. Might as well. Seriously. No, I guess they're not. Was he gonna do it? Fine, is that yes? Yeah, that's cool. It's not good storytelling, but it's a cool moment that he did that while walking away.
What's up? Oh, wait. Sorry.
Wait, the audio's all fucked up. Yeah. Pause the video. Pause the YouTube video.
Okay, what did you say at the end there?
I thought that's a badass move though. Like it wasn't just that he made him point the gun at himself, but then he pulled the trigger as he was walking away, like he was walking away from an explosion.
Right.
Yeah, that whole scene was bad, unnecessary. But I did like that badass move.
All right, so now the dark side Daniel if you try to cross.
The audio was screwed up when you kind of went out when you stopped it before. So hopefully it's better.
Okay.
They make it to the other side.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Be careful.
Yeah, they're being bad. They're being like,
You're safe, Sean.
go fuck them up, Daniel.
Like your brother.
How can this, like, this is, if this makes any sense at all, this would be an even worse ending. But how could you get much worse than that? I think that it's going to be the same thing. Like, Sean's going to die, and then you're just going to see the rest of it, I think.
Shoot! Shoot! Fire!
What the fuck? What are you doing?
Yeah, Sean's going to get hit. Damn. Oh, well, not yet. At least.
We can go now.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't tell me he's feeling bad about that. He did that like he was freaking Dr. Doom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
at least he, in this ending, he actually does some real cool superhero shit.
Finally. The sound is supposed to be quiet, right?
Yeah.
Cocteles.
So we have this same article.
Oh. And they're trying to earn an honest living after all.
So now his class eye is black.
Sean looks badass, I think.
He does. It's a strong decision to get a black glass eye.
I like his facial hair too, is what I was commenting
Yeah.
on.
So I think I take from that they're not really making an honest living.
Yeah, that wouldn't be consistent.
That and the fact that there was the newspaper clipping about the gang violence. So it's kind of funny that this is the only ending where they in fact are together in Mexico. The thing they were trying to accomplish this entire game. This is the only way you can actually accomplish it. All right, so those are the endings of Life is Strange.
Yeah, they don't. I'm not sure. I mean, I am sure that I don't approve of just in terms of just the storytelling aspect, because what this all ends up being, because these two endings are so disastrous that and you get them by not steering Daniel in the perfect direction. Like,
Right.
if you, like, the rest of the game is all about, like, yeah, you can make some choices where you encourage Daniel to use his power, or to, like, lie a bit, but then the tone of the whole game, I mean, we don't really know what they would have altered so much. We know that, again, with these games, they have to steer the plot in one single direction.
Right.
And which is that, yeah, but and then you they vary it somewhat, but I think the tone of the game, unless they're going to really film, quote unquote film, like, a lot of extra footage to change the whole tone of the game while keeping the plot line the same, then it's not consistent. Because, yes, again, as I was saying, you can teach Daniel, you can tell him to go ahead and use his powers. You can tell him it's okay to lie occasionally, and you can say, okay, it's not terrible to swear, but then that results in, like, you becoming this horrible supervillain. That doesn't really follow.
Well,
it's unfair.
I think you can do things like you can kill the cops at the end. You can kill the cougar when he kills your dog. You can participate in the heist. You have the option to commit several major crimes or not.
Okay. No, that's a good point. I guess I didn't factor that in. And maybe, yeah, depending on how they handle those moments, which we don't know because we never chose them.
That's what I thought we might do.
No, I
revisit.
don't.
You don't want to? Okay.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's going overboard now. But yeah, if they handled them um, that he was relishing doing that, and I could imagine them filming. And I don't. Yeah, I'm not curious enough to um to see it for myself. In fact, I'm you convinced me to give them some credit for that. Like I
Yes.
bet that they wrote those scenes as increasingly he gets more increasingly satisfied with killing and doing horrible things, and then maybe they'll they create an arc uh, for him where
Yeah.
he's like, oh my god, that felt great, and like whatever.
Yeah, I wonder, or is it just at the end you find out what the result of your choices was and you had no foreshadowing, which I kind of think that might be more likely. And that would be the part that kind of sucks. If that's the case.
So, okay. And I'll give them the benefit of the doubt then. Yeah, you convinced me that to give them credit. Like if that was the point of the game, that um, and we don't know until we won't know for sure unless we did actually watch the whole thing. Which, again, I don't know if I have the patience for it. But then if they steered
Well, I wasn't
it,
saying watch the whole thing. I was saying we could revisit certain
oh
key decisions.
right,
But yeah,
right.
yes. But
If that was their point of the game, that it wasn't like, okay, you can play the game the same way, and then you happen to get these wildly divergent endings. That would be bad, but maybe they actually did a good job if you played the whole game where you killed everybody. That it kind of then these endings will be consistent. So
right.
I'll give it to them.
Yeah, no, I think
I still
yeah, go ahead.
I still don't know if I like I like the game intellectually better, but I don't know if I would have enjoyed the game more. Yeah, because knowing it intellectually is good. It saves the game, but like you only have your experience with your playthrough,
Right.
and so just knowing that they did that doesn't necessarily make it a better experience. But anyway, I'm done.
But yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Those endings sort of show me more what the game was trying to accomplish. And I don't think it really succeeded, but you sort of see there what they were going for. Like you said, to have the game ultimately be about the effect that you had on Daniel. But in between the fact that you don't really get feedback on, unless like you're saying, it's possible that we never got feedback that we were making him good. So I assume that if you're making him bad, you also don't get feedback. But I don't know that for sure, but if that is the case, that's one problem. And the other problem is sometimes Daniel has to be dislikable just because they wrote plots where he has to be dislikable. So I would think looking back, it would be hard to distinguish you as the player would have to be able to distinguish the times when he was like doing stupid, dangerous stuff like joining the heist because it was part of the plot, which is the case in that instance, or because you made him. So I think it's an issue that, like, not all the decisions he makes throughout are due to your tutelage of him, so it's kind of like hard to that weakens the argument that the game is about tutoring him, unless you really analyze it very closely. But I think just like watching it as a movie, it wouldn't feel continuous as far as you guiding him on a path, if that makes any sense. So, and you know, it was just a thing that happened a lot in this game where they wrote themselves into corners where somebody had to do a certain thing, and you could say, well, you know, given that situation, you know, this is what would have had to happen, but just don't write yourself into that corner in the first place. But anyway, I do think that the endings are artistically some of the better done aspects of the game, and if I were more see, I said this before, Sean really doesn't have an arc at all. He's exactly, if he's different at the end than the beginning, I don't know how. And that's part of why he's not that compelling a character. And, you know, the idea is that Daniel's supposed to have an arc, and this ending acted like he did, but it's hard to parse it out. I think he did to some extent, but you know, if this was the ending of them giving him an arc in a perfect manner, then this would be a great ending. But instead, it's kind of like it's the ending you would get if it were done better, but it wasn't done better. So,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I also think that, I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily a bad thing, but now it's like all the side characters that we were hoping that we'd see are just even further out of the picture. But I don't know if that's, I mean, because the focus is so strongly on these two guys.
Right. It makes it more you know, if the goal of the game was Sean and Daniel, then it makes it more excusable that they would do that.
Yeah.
Like we were saying with The Last of Us, the game is Joel and Ellie, and that's what the game is. But they succeeded at that.
Yeah. Instead of, maybe we should just clicked on the video that says everything wrong with Life is Strange 2.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't want to, you know, I'm not going to say it's the worst thing I ever played.
It's, I don't regret it. That's the important thing. Do you regret it?
No, definitely not. No. I mean, I wasn't, first of all, I was always going to play it because I liked the first one so much. And you could put together like 2 good episodes out of the 5 episodes, but there was just so much downtime, so much, you know, so many scenes where either you didn't do anything or what you did was just like plot driven stuff that didn't make sense character wise, or stuff that was just poorly written, like anything involving a redneck. But yeah, but no, it wasn't all bad. It was just very uneven. And I wouldn't be surprised, and this is often the case in video games, to hear that certain episodes got more time than others, and you know, there's often things going on behind the scenes when, you know, I know they sort of miss their scheduled dates a lot, and often there's things going on behind the scenes when something is like uneven like this. Even these endings that we just saw, this 5th episode, which is normally a long episode, was very short. The graphics are glitchy. Sean and Daniel are hugging each other and they're clipping through each other, you know. Even this episode, which I thought was, you know, those endings were well done, but it, you know, there's evidence that maybe this was rushed. I don't know, but it kind of feels like that could be the case.
Okay, but I should be running now.
Yep. I think we're done with this, and unless I get good at Sherlock Holmes, we won't be doing that next. But we will either do that or something else. So I'll figure that out, and we will, of course, be back tomorrow playing Jackbox.
That's right.
Remember Jackbox? We still play it. So. Alrighty.
All right.
Good night, all.